I hate soccer.
Yeah? Yeah.
I don't think that did much.
I can't believe. Okay, so we'll just start it here.
Dun dun dun.
I can't believe you didn't wear Buffalo Bill stuff. I was like, I'm going to wear that because she's going to show up in a Josh Allen t-shirt.
No, I did the respectable thing and wore the business that we represent and wore PlayMaker. You, of course, had to wear Chiefs things just to rub it in.
I'm not rubbing it in. It's just whatever. But, all right. Okay, so... I mean, we could talk about Norway, but it's so far ago that, I mean, what would we even say? Do you regret like not going back?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It was great, like the experience and everything, but when I got home, I was like, okay, I'm glad I did that. That was always like a dream of mine to play professional soccer. So even though it didn't last more than like one season with the team, like that was still like, okay, that was awesome. That was a great experience. But I was ready to kind of move along. I think going to grad school, like getting a degree and then going there, but also like in the back of my mind, knowing like I could be working and making a lot more money right now. Not that you do it for the money, but like you do it because you love it and it's your passion.
Right.
And it was a great experience, but I don't regret not going back.
Right. But do you think that you would have regretted it if you didn't do it at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would always wonder what if.
Yeah. And that's what I always wanted to do once I got out of college. And then, of course, I tore my ACL, so that got delayed. And then I started a grad school program that was 3 years, so it delayed it even more. And COVID. So it was just all these things that was, like, always getting kind of in the way. So then when that opportunity came up, I'm like, I have to jump on this because I don't know if or when. Like, those opportunities, I feel like, are so, like, it's about who you know, just who thinks of you, what teams are looking for what position, what types of players. So, like, when something like that comes up, you kind of got to jump on it.
Yeah. I mean, how lonely was that? I remember having that guy from Soccer Visa on, and he was talking about how lonely professional soccer can be. How lonely was that whole situation? Luckily, you had, what's her name?
Jules.
Yeah.
It wasn't that lonely. It was just different. Like, the whole lifestyle's different. You're always among people who aren't speaking the same language as you. Like, luckily in Norway, they learn English in school, but it's not like the same type of English that we speak here. So like it's can
like broken English.
Kind of, yeah. Like you can communicate with them, but that's not their first language. So they're speaking Norwegian. Like you're constantly surrounded by just hearing a different language, but also like a different lifestyle, obviously a different place. I was like way up. When you look at Norway on a map, like where you look is not where I was. It was like all the way up in
Northern Lights area.
Pretty much, yeah, like almost in the Arctic Circle. So there are parts of it that can be lonely, and a lot of the girls who were on my team were like also either working other jobs or some of them were still in school. So their days are like filled where the Americans or Canadians come over and you're there pretty much solely to play soccer. So your whole day isn't really filled because you go to training, you go to the gym, and then it's like, okay, like what should we eat now? Where should we walk to? Which, you know, like there was definitely a lot of downtime. But yeah, Jules and I went over together. We played together at UB. So at least having somebody familiar there definitely, I think, helped. But
weren't there like 17-year-olds and like high schools? Because there's no college soccer over there.
No, the system is so different. So yeah, we definitely had girls who were still in high school. Like the age ranges was crazy. But the system's so different. I mean, they are in their clubs in high school and then pretty much get out of high school and try to make it in the professional world there. Like there's no college soccer. So I think it, like, you know, everyone who I know of who's gone overseas, like girls who I've played with, like no one really has like long careers overseas. And I think it kind of goes to show, like when you're unless you're in like the top leagues with the top teams,
right,
like it really isn't that like well built up. You're truly doing it because you want to play professional soccer and it's your passion and you love it. And like that was, you know, but it's, in terms of like longevity, I don't think it's really built to last for people.
Right.
Like you're really not making that much money at all. Like when I think back, it's kind of crazy because I was living in like almost like not a hotel, but like a long-term stay like type of apartment place. And Jules and I roomed together and we had like one small room that had like a little kitchenette, a living room, and then turn the corner and there was like a bed and a bunk bed. And so, like, that was it. Like, it was tiny when I think back to it.
Who got the bunk bed?
Thankfully, Jules was quite a team player during that experience. I'm, like, the lightest sleeper and, like, need things to be, like, perfect, I feel like, in order to fall asleep. She can fall asleep much faster. So she was a true champion. Thank you, Jules. We took the mattress off the bunk bed, put it in the other room. So, because, like... Otherwise, you're with people like 24/7, like no downtime. So we kind of like split the rooms. But she was literally sleeping on a mattress on the floor. And here we are playing professional soccer.
For what, 3 months or so?
Yeah, like 4 months or 4.5, I think, months. But, and you know, like that's not to say anything about the experience. They treated us so well, like the Norwegians, the people who were in charge of our team and stuff. But that's just how it is over there. Like it's not glamorous at all. And I think that's kind of why, you know, when you're here and you go to college, you earn a degree, then you're going over there to play. It's just a little bit different, I think.
And she's still playing in Canada, right?
Yeah, she's playing, I think, for the team in Ottawa. It's like the Canadian professional.
London or something?
She was playing, I think in like League One, but she's playing professionally there in their women's professional league. So she's doing awesome. It's really cool to see.
She's originally from London?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Went to UB.
Yep. What about the style of play? Because I bring this story up all the time about when Messi came to the U.S., a young MLS player asked him, like, any tips? He's like, yeah, run less. And then didn't the coach in Norway tell you run too much?
Yeah, I remember that. Like, they told me, like, you don't always have to be running all over the field, like, sprinting everywhere, which is true. And, like, I think...
At that level, especially.
Right, yeah.
Sub-limits and everything, but that's not what you're taught in college.
Yeah, and, like, I think that's just more of, like, my... Like, I'm, like... I always have kind of prided myself on, like, being a workhorse and, like, running all over and, like, constantly annoying defenders and things like that. But then, like...
Pest.
Yeah, as a pest, yeah. But, like, when you think about, like, you being as part of a team in a formation, like, you can't have that one person running all over the place because it, like, then it opens a gap, you know? So, like,
especially
that's kind
if their teammates aren't there to win that entry ball or whatever.
Right.
And so you're just defending for what purpose?
Yeah. So, like, that, you know, I think as I've gotten older, I've definitely, like, learned and just kind of, that's become more part of my game now. Like, okay, you don't always have to just be running all over the place, because sometimes defenders actually kind of like that because they can bait you in and then you're the perfect, like, outlet so that they can break your team down. But yeah, they told me to run less, so now I've really taken that to heart and don't do a lot of running, I think, like in co-ed and things like that. But no, I'm kidding.
Why? FC Buffalo just don't run at all?
No, I was running.
Were you MVP of the team? Or
team, yeah.
Yeah, team MVP. And then offensive player, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What was your guys' final record? 5-3? 5-2-1?
I should know this off the top of my head. I think it was
4-3-1?
Yeah, something 2-1.
Like
because we ended up, I think, yeah, Cleveland got the points for that game, so it probably counted as a loss. And then Pittsburgh beat us, and then we had a tie, so...
That Pittsburgh team was good.
They were good.
They had a girl from UNC, right?
Yeah.
That played with Linda?
Delarose, I think, was her last name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did they come from?
Good. I have no idea. It was their first... I think it was their first... Year.
Really? They weren't in the UWS?
I don't think so. Or maybe it was their first
was
year in the
USLW.
I don't know exactly. But, like, they had so many good players. I mean, that player, obviously, but then, like, there was other players they would post about, like, getting invites to, like, U.S. youth stuff, and they were incredible to watch. I think we played well against them the second time we played them. Like, we had a much better game plan. Going there, playing on their field was, like, the shortest soccer field I think I've ever played on. It was insane.
Is it the grass field, or is that the Highmark Stadium, or the stadium on the water?
It's the stadium on the water.
Yeah.
That field is so short.
Really?
So they're used to playing there, so they had, like, a great game plan. But when we got them at home for us, we definitely played much better. But it's cool to see. I mean, they have that amazing stadium. They had so many fans when we went to play them, like we pulled in and people were tailgating. We were getting booed. Like our van was getting booed as we came in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're in for something. And then like, just even like we were in the locker room and they had like their schedule posted on the door, and it was like down to the minute because the game was being broadcasted somewhere. Like they just had everything down to a T.
Really?
They had so many like food vendors, and just it was like an experience. There was like a kid zone, a fan zone. There was like a thing on the corner of the field for like field side seats for people to buy. So that part of it was cool to see that like a team in that league has that much like support. And obviously having like the men's team there, I think really helps, of course.
Do you think Buffalo's capable of that? Or is it just because Pittsburgh's so much bigger and that we can never get there?
I feel like we could get there.
I do too.
I would really hope. I feel like there's enough people with the right mindset who would show up to those games. But, you know, we need a stadium. We need all of like the backing behind it, because that's what really I think is important.
That's the
like
game
the
changer.
people will show up, I really believe.
Right.
But we need all the resources.
Right. And I talked to Nick about that before. It's like the game day experience really matters to the fans, and they want, you know, I mean, the Highmark Stadium, or help me out.
I don't know.
Where did you use to play? What's it called? The high school.
Oh, All High?
All High, yeah. Like All High, that is a great place to watch the game, but you miss out on vendors, and I mean, a lot of those soccer-specific stadiums or whatever, they sell alcohol, and that's a draw. It is a draw for a lot of people, especially in like downtown Pittsburgh or downtown Detroit, where they get a lot of fans because that's where they go and like they pregame or pre-drink or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. It's hard.
It is hard, and hopefully, who knows what's going to go on with this whole Buffalo Pro project and everything. Now that stadium's failed, right? That's what AJ was telling me.
I think they're going back to the drawing board and trying to see a better spot.
Extending another year or whatnot.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, think about year 1 of FC Buffalo versus what, year 5? Is this your 5th year?
Yeah.
Think about, the level. Think about the level of players that have come in. And think about it. Like, you're playing with Paige.
Oh, yeah.
Linda. Like, you're playing, a lot of power forward players are on that roster. It's like, this is turning into a little girls' soccer hotbed, kind of.
For sure.
I think it was Greg or it was Nick that told me that 90 girls signed up to play at FC Buffalo.
Oh, really?
90.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, the growth every single year is amazing. Like, I love seeing that. Obviously, being able to play with a couple of my players who I coached in high school, and like, you know, like I
babysit.
Yeah, like I used to train them when they were 10. You know, like it's amazing though, and then to see them on that stage at that level is like almost a little bit surreal. But I think just like with the resources that Buffalo soccer in general is starting to get, like so many of these girls are going to big time schools, and you know, I think that's just going to kind of continue. So I think that, you know, I don't know. I think it's just really cool to see kind of like the progression of that level here in Buffalo, like literally in our backyards.
Have you talked to Ava or Paige yet?
No,
Since they've left,
not
I haven't either.
No, just a little bit, like wishing them good luck and stuff, but not so much.
I'm kind of waiting until their season actually starts or their preseason starts, because right now it's just...
There's always like a transition period, and I mean preseason hasn't even officially started,
right,
so it's just like those pre-trainings and things like that. But I think for anybody, like that, there's a transition when you go from your first year at college. It's like, okay, whoa, like what did I sign up for? But you know,
and you were in rehab during yours, right?
Yes, it was an extra tough transition.
Going back to that, so you tear your ACL in the summer leading into your freshman year, right?
Yeah, it was like end of May.
Okay. Nowadays, so my nephew, who's set to go play Eastern Michigan football, they're giving him a gray year where he doesn't join the team until the spring, And so he's not involved with the football team in the fall, so it doesn't eat up a year of eligibility. I wonder if they could have done that for you.
Well, I did redshirt. I redshirted that year, technically.
Right, so it burnt a red shirt. So he's not burning a red shirt because he's not joining the team until September or until January because of his heel or his injury. And I'm hearing, I think it was AJ or somebody else was telling me that that's happening a lot now.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. So maybe it's like a newer thing.
Kind of like the NIL and kind of like
I feel
the transfer portal and all that craziness.
Yeah. College soccer has changed so much since I was in school. So like I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a new thing. But yeah, they should. Like if somebody's hurt and injured and cannot play, that year really should just be a wash.
Right. And that shouldn't be you shouldn't, if you're injured before that season starts, that should not be a red shirt your freshman year.
Right.
Now, if it's your sophomore year, that's different.
Yeah, true. Well, because there was all like, this is a medical red shirt or I forget what the other thing was called. So I don't know if that's just a regular.
Not playing, right?
Yeah.
What was the rule your senior year? How many minutes? Wasn't it like?
I have no idea how many minutes, but there was some rule that
you just missed the cutoff
by like a game or two. I think, yeah. It's like a certain percentage of your season that you've played in, basically, that you couldn't redshirt past a certain point. So, like, technically, if that injury had happened, like,
just 2 games
earlier
prior,
on, or, whatever the number was, I could have, played one more year.
And that would have been what?
2019 season.
So pre-COVID. Because you don't want that year of COVID. That would have been nuts.
Oh, yeah. Then I would have had, like, 3 extra years to play.
Seriously, Trinity's in here, and she has 3 years left. I'm like, wait, what? You're going to be a junior, and you have 3 years of eligibility.
Yeah, I can't even keep track anymore of what it is. But, I mean, I'm joking about it, but, like, it is, I think, good that players, still can use those years and play. Like, if they're not there truly playing, then why not? It's such a finite amount of time in your life. Like, if you're a junior and you still have a few more seasons, see what you can do. Get in grad classes. Like, play that as long as you can.
Sarah and Cam were telling me that they're going to change it because it used to be 4 in 4 years or whatever. You're supposed to play 4 and 5 or 4 and 6 or something like that. Now they're saying 5 and 5. So you could potentially play all 5 years of your eligibility if you're there and healthy.
You play for 5 years?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're talking about changing.
Wow.
Who knows? There's no CEO or whatever commissioner of NCAA sports, so everybody just gets away with murder. There's some guys talking about how NCAA might fold, and then
jeez.
That's why U.S. Soccer is trying to come in and take over college soccer, which I think would be a good thing because it's all one entity and they can control and set it up how they want rather than have ECNO over here and GA over here.
Yeah, there are a lot of different things.
That whole mess that I don't even want to talk about, but
don't worry, I won't bring it up.
Thank you. So, high school starts next week.
Woohoo!
You're going to start Wednesday?
Well, this week. Just as like
tomorrow.
Trainings, yeah. But officially we start August 18th.
That's so late. Actually, it's not as late as last year.
Yeah, last year it was the week after, and it was very, very crammed. So I'm happy with August 18th.
When's your first game?
It's not until the first week of school, so we have like pretty much 2 solid weeks of training and getting everyone together, and I think we have a scrimmage in there somewhere, but.
When are you playing Clarence? Later on in the season?
Yes.
I promised Emma that I'd go and watch her play.
It's a Saturday morning. I forgot exactly what day.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
At Clarence or at South?
Yeah, at Clarence.
Perfect.
I'll let you know. I don't know the exact date.
How many seniors are you losing? Paige, Ava, Reagan,
Meredith.
Emily was in
CC.
here.
I think we're losing... Gosh, don't put me on the spot. I hope I don't forget anybody, but I think we're losing 6 or 7.
Okay.
And they were pretty big.
And 5 of them were starters, right?
Yeah, just about.
Who are your big returners?
Well, We are, unfortunately, one of
Morgan
our
down.
players, yes, tore her ACL. But we have like a good solid group. Tessa, Millie, they're both back. Haley Heimbeck, our goalkeeper, is back.
Stella.
Stella's back. Yep, Abby Polito is back.
Oh, yeah.
Emily McCormick. So we're gonna have a good bunch coming back.
Was Emily on varsity last year?
Yep.
So was Emma, right?
Yep,
Emma later on in the year?
No, Emma started with us.
What about McCormick? Emily?
Yeah, they both started with us.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, and like, I think it's going to be a really good opportunity for some of those girls to step up. I think we've had a very core group that has traveled with us for years.
Since 7th grade?
Yeah, like 8th grade, 9th grade.
Yeah.
So, yes, like we're losing solid starters and a lot of good talent, but I think other people are going to step up, and it's going to give some of those girls an opportunity then to not only step up, but then to also like start leading the younger girls too. And I'm excited to see that because I think like, I think that they have that in them. There's so much potential. So I want to help them, bring that out as much as possible, but I'm excited. Yeah. I think it's going to be a good season.
Who was the other captain last year?
Hazel.
Is Hazel back?
Sorry, Hazel. No, she graduated.
Hazel graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot her in the original count.
Yeah. Who's captains this year? Do you not know yet? You haven't voted yet or anything?
No, we haven't named captains quite yet.
How many seniors do you have this year? Do you know? That you plan on having?
I think something in a similar range. Probably 6, maybe.
6 or 7?
Yeah. 5 or 6, actually. Well, no, 6 or 7.
How many are you planning on having at all your trainings on Wednesdays?
I don't know. We'll see, what tomorrow is. I mean, last year we have good turnouts. Yeah, it's anyone interested in trying out for JV or varsity. So, last year we had, I think, like close to 30, which was like the girls buy in, they show up, they spread the word. So I'm excited to see, how many we get.
Do you get any middle schoolers coming to those?
Sometimes, yeah. It depends. Like last year, well, I guess they were going, well, no.
So Emily, Tessa, and Emma were all on.
Well, Emily school, was 9th grade.
Emily was?
Yeah, she's a year older.
She's a 2010? She's on Harper's team. No. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she is. Matt Waddington's her coach.
Yeah.
Got it.
Emma was in 8th grade.
Emma was in 8th grade. And Tessa was in 8th grade.
Yes, and we pulled up Tessa at the end of the year.
Got it.
So, yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I'm very excited to see who turns out and who steps up, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Who's coaching with you? Is Jamie coaching with you this year?
Yep, Jamie and Tony. So we're bringing back the same crew.
And who's your JV coach?
Dan Zambito. He's been the JV coach for a couple years.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, we have a good solid program. And then Ivy Carey is our modified coach. She played at South. She's a little bit younger than me. But she's been there now for a couple years too, so.
Good.
Yeah. Go South Soccer.
Uh-huh. Do you still not have any interest in club soccer?
No. Definitely not.
That was very quick.
No, I mean, if I wasn't coaching here, maybe. But, like, I love what I do here, and I love coaching for high school, and to me, it's, like, the perfect balance of both worlds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel super interested in coaching club. I love being here and being able to like work with kids, boys and girls, all different ages.
All different skill levels.
And like really I don't know. Like I was thinking about this the other day, like some of our players who we've had for a while now and seeing the progression, like even who I was just working with, like seeing her start off where she was.
To now.
I'm like...
whoa,
like all of a sudden, where did this juggling come from? Where did this touch come from? Like, but you like, if I don't see them for a couple months and then I train them, it's like, oh, okay, like you really see the progression. And I love being able to see that. And when we have this opportunity here to work with kids with such a wide outreach, like I would rather do that right now. So we'll see.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately too. Like, especially earlier on in the summer when I had Ella and Abby in here, and their technical ability is so far above even some of our other college players that we have in here. And I'm like, why are they so much cleaner and everything? And then I realized it's like, one, they've played at a high level growing up, but also they've been in here with me since 2015 or 2016 and very consistent. And they're just the players that it makes me buy into what we're doing even more when I see Abby and Ella and like how clean they are.
Yeah.
Their minutes that they're getting at their schools, they're both going to be captains, or well, Ella's in the leadership group, but Abby and then I'm looking at Paige and Ava and even Regan. Like Regan, when she's in here, pretty clean.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I know.
Wow, maybe.
You see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it takes a village, right? Like everyone has their hand in it, but when someone is consistently showing up, like every week for a long period of time or whatever, every other week, whatever the case is,
right.
like you see it and you see how better they've gotten, and I think it's pretty cool. Then you see them like at their club level, then eventually to college level, or if they're playing like semi-professionally in the summers, and yeah, I don't know, that outreach is really cool to see.
I know. And it makes me, like, I always joke how, like, all right, this is going to be my last year. Or, I'm moving to Hawaii.
Everybody.
I've been moving to Hawaii. Or I've told Emma, I'm like, you're going to be my last age group, and then I'm done.
Oh, my gosh.
And she's like, wait, when I'm done with college? And I go, no. But, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But, I mean.
I'm not believing that quite yet.
We'll see. We'll see how this podcast goes.
Yeah.
I mean.
Hit like.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. I mean, yeah. I don't know. How do you like. Okay. How do you build a program at high school and not just focus on just varsity? How hard is that?
Honestly, it's hard, and I think that's a piece that I'm still trying to get better at. Because like I want players to buy into South soccer, not just varsity. Or if they don't make varsity, oh, now I'm playing for JV, this doesn't mean anything. You know, like, or if you're on modified and you're looking up, like I want that whole continuum. And like honestly, that's something like even this year, like working with the other coaches on, like I want to plan a game where all of our JV and varsity players go to a modified game to support those girls, and just like bridging that gap, inviting obviously like JV players to train, with us on these weekly trainings now. But I think it takes a lot of like work and like communication and collaboration with the other coaches too, because you can't just be on an island, because all of those players who are on modified or JV eventually are hopefully going to be coming up to varsity, and you want them to like care about it and to care enough about it that even if they're not there yet, like, okay, this summer I'm still going to work towards getting better for myself because I know eventually someday I'm going to be there. Right. And like, you got to get that buy-in from everybody. So I think it is hard though, because I think like the first couple, maybe like the first year coaching sometimes too, it's like, okay, I just got to like get my feet underneath me, make sure I'm being the best I can for my team, and then like expand that outreach. But I think even for myself, like going to the JV and modified games as much as I can, like getting eyes on the players, making sure they see me there, is important.
Knowing everybody's names.
Yeah. I just in the first 30 seconds. No.
Yeah. Well, I just had a coaching call with a guy that's in California, and he, I'm trying to help him get like started and stuff like that. And he brought up like, girls, you need to learn each other's names. And I was like, oh, you're preaching to, you're preaching to the choir.
That's your thing.
That's gigantic. And I remember, and I've told this story before, I used to work at a club where a guy left. He was the head of the DA. This is way back in the day. He goes to Michigan Wolves, who used to be part of the Michigan Hawks, who just won a national title with ECNL. The director of coaching knew every single kid in the club.
Yeah.
And he told a story about my current, at the time, DOC. He was like, he didn't even know a kid that's been on the team for 3 years.
Yeah.
And the DOC was like, man, I don't care what you got to do, who you got to cut. You are taking that kid right there. He's like, dude, the kid's been on the team for 3 years. What are you doing? Like, that matters. It matters to kids.
Yes.
It matters to parents.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Like, hey, the varsity coach just said hi to me.
Yeah.
And called me by my name. She knows my name.
Yeah. Like, I feel bad sometimes even in training, like if I'm like saying something fast and I like call somebody, obviously I know their names, but if I call someone the wrong name, like, oh, wait, I didn't mean that. Because like, it feels like when someone does that to me, like it just feels so impersonal and like, you're like, oh, you don't really know who I am. Like, you know, so like I try to put myself, yeah. Well, that's a pronunciation error. At least they're on the right track. I will take that.
I love that.
But yeah, it's important.
I get annoyed with that.
Charisma.
Charisma.
Like, I feel like people who don't know me, though, do think my name is Charisma, but, like, no one really corrects it, or, like, I'm not there to say that. But, I mean, whatever.
This is year 3 going into, or year 4? This
For
is
South?
year 4 as varsity.
Year 3.
It's only year 3?
Of head coach, yeah. And then, like, I had a little gap, and then I assisted for the 3 years before I went to Norway.
Wow. Okay. That first year, no, the second year you won sectionals, right?
No, first year.
First year? Second year. And then what did you do second year?
Oh, that was last year. We lost in playoffs, and I believe it was the quarter? I think it was the semifinals.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It all starts like meshing together. But
and then this year
will be year 3 of head coach.
This year will be year 3.
I think. Gosh, I hope I'm not off by a year.
I think you're off by a year. Aren't you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh my God. How much more comfortable are you feeling? It's kind of like camp. Mm-hmm. We're like last week, we were just like.
Oh, yeah. We were just running through. We knew our routine. I feel very comfortable. Like, I think the more you do it, obviously, it's the more that you're comfortable, the more you know what to expect. Like, because honestly, it is kind of a grind. Like, working full time and then also coaching right after work every single day is a lot. So, like, you have to start off very organized. Like, just, you got to know your plan. I, like, am working on my calendar for the season of, like, that I give to the girls of, like, practice times, games. Just being organized helps. But I think it's also, like, you know, once you get in a routine and get the hang of it after a couple of years, you definitely grow your confidence with it. It's been a while since I've coached at that level and whatnot, and actually had a team. What goes into your practice planning? Is it based off of how you just performed in the game, or is it like in the preseason you're trying to plan out all 8 sessions or 10 days or whatever it is before your first game? Yeah, well, I always try to start with more of a general plan for like a couple weeks, like during preseason, what I want to work on more generally. Then once we start playing our games, like I'll have an idea of what I want to do, but then I always, like at the beginning of each week, I try to kind of map out things that I want to do, but then I'll always try to base things off of like during a game, if we weren't, switching the field enough times or that kind of thing, then incorporate things during practice that will help that. So like I try to go in with a plan, but then when things need tweaking or need our attention more, we do that. Yeah. It can be hard though. Like once you start playing games, the high school season is so condensed that you have some weeks where you have like 1 day of practice, like good solid practice, because then you need to recover. We need to do film sometimes, or like, just whatever the case is. Or once October hits, you might not even have a full team. Girls are getting sick. Don't even ask me about homecoming week. Coach Mac used to always like hate homecoming week because, it was just not like everyone's mind is in a different place and there was just 1,000 things going on. But it is like kind of true. So you have to just make sure that you're like the plans are there, but then I'm always tweaking things, I feel like, once we start games. Yeah. I mean, how long are most of your practices? We practice like an hour and a half, I would say. I don't think you need more than that. I hear some of these schools doing 2 hours. I'm like, you don't need to do that, especially in the heart of your season. Right. Like when the first 2 weeks, we'll probably go close to 2-ish. Right. But like if we can get what I want done, get some fitness, things like that, and like I don't keep them there just because it has to be 2 hours. But like I really do try to like be productive. Like I think about myself as a player almost in those times, because it's like, I hate wasting time. Even just like in life in general, like I'm always trying to be as efficient as possible. So I think I kind of carry that then with me to like coaching of like, okay, like, you know, the typical stuff. We don't need super long lines. We don't need people like waiting and standing around. And like, I try to get the girls on board too with like, okay, you're retrieving your own balls. Everybody's picking up. Everyone's like, because the more you get them used to that, like that's how it is in college. Like your coach isn't picking up after you and you're expected to bring the ball bags out pumped,
yeah.
So just trying to get like little habits, but also like it is high school, so you got to like balance that mindset and that level.
Do you think you have a style of play?
Honestly, I really try to base it off of the players we have. Like I don't think it really does me that much.
You want to attack, I know that, because that's your DNA.
We love scoring goals, of course,
right?
But I do think that you have to base it on the players you have, and like I can't really base it on players who I had last year because I don't know like the progression that they've made in this off season. So like again, those first 2 weeks are really important to see like who we have, who's making the team, but then also like what their level is, and then it kind of helps us to gauge like what direction we can go in.
Because technically, you're going to be young again.
Yeah, I think we will be pretty young. Like I think we have some good like solid leadership in terms of like our senior class, but then. Yeah, we're going to be quite young because we did not carry a very big roster last year. We just didn't have, I think we had 20 total, and that was with the senior class and 2 goalkeepers. So
how many on JV? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I want to say it was around 15 maybe. So, like South is technically like compared
the
to
smallest of the Williamsville
Well,
schools.
definitely the smallest of the Williamsville schools,
Right.
But then even like when you look at like just in general how many girls come out for sports or for soccer, like we don't have an overwhelming, we're not cutting 15 20 girls every year. No. We just don't have those numbers. So probably somewhere around 20ish 25.
Your first year, how big were the rosters? Bigger?
Like my first year of coaching?
Yeah.
No, we've always like
even
when I played there, we always teetered between, I would say, like I feel like one year during high school there was like 16 or 17 of us, so it's like anywhere from there to like 22, I would say.
So you haven't seen like a drop off because
No.
I guess in Michigan, teams or programs that historically had varsity, JV, and either a JVB or a freshman team now are barely fielding a JV team. And I wonder, like, okay, is that because of club soccer or is it because of dropout? Like, what?
Yeah, I wonder why. I haven't noticed that big of a drop, I would say, yet. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I think at least like in Buffalo, like for the most part, club is kind of separate than, the September, October months, which helps us.
Yep.
Obviously. And I hope it stays like that for our sake, but we'll see.
Yeah.
There's always talk of, I feel like, something happening with the high school or certain leagues not letting players play high school and things like that, but luckily we haven't had that kind of dropout.
Do you ever just like cancel practices because you just look at your team and they're like, okay, they're dead, they need a break?
Occasionally. I do try to look at our schedule off the bat and build in at least a day or two off, which again, it's hard during the high school season, but I noticed like that helped with like, I don't know if people have appointments to make or need something, they can like look at the schedule and say, okay, like this is our day off, because that kind of helps like the other days to make sure that people are there.
Right.
But again, we try to stay flexible. So yeah, if we have like this year, I think there is a week where we have like a few night games, and like we're working on our schedule, but like I don't love planning night games the same week as each other, because when you get past, like one is okay, but then when you start doing 2 or 3, like the girls are dead. They're tired. They're not getting, if it's an away game, they're not getting home till late.
It's true. That was my
coach needs her sleep.
That was my entire high school career.
Yeah.
We played every game at night.
That's a lot.
Everything was a 7 p.m. kickoff. And then, like you said, on the away games, we wouldn't get home until 10:30.
And high school starts early. I mean, it's 7:45 start for them. So, and I know that they're not going home and going right to bed. So.
No, you have to
Yeah, you have to wind down and, whatever. So I try to take that into consideration too. So yeah, if they come in, they're super dead. Or some days too, we'll just do like a recovery session so that at least we're getting the group together, doing like stretch and maybe film. Yeah, like rolling out. Sometimes we use the weight room last year just to like either get a quick little workout in or again, like do bands and rolling out or recovery. So
when you do film, what are you trying to get across in your messaging usually?
I really just want them to visualize like our team. I really rarely do film to look at what the other team is doing, especially like in high school. I haven't really found that to be like something that's even beneficial.
Right.
One, because like we don't have a lot of time.
In the season, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Or if there's like a playoff game and I want them to see something, or like I'll cut maybe a quick clip. But for the most part, we are looking at like how we're playing and like better decisions. Like sometimes like I'll have them talk to me. Okay, like we'll watch a little thing. Okay, this happened. What could you do instead? Or like what, and I want them to tell me. Like I don't want to just stand up there and tell them because like I can see it.
Right.
But that doesn't do them any good when they go out on the field and play if I can see it and they can't. So it's just trying to give them a visual of it, because I think like when you can see it from, more of a bird's eye view, they're able to be like, oh yeah, maybe, in that situation, a different pass was better. Do
they have access to the video so that they can watch it themselves?
They do, yes.
Because you were always a film junkie. Like you would go. Yeah. I remember early days of FC Buffalo. You would go and watch the game back that same night. Yeah,
I always liked watching it like right away. But they have access. We use a program.
VO.
Yeah, VO or Huddle. South has both.
Oh, really?
So like the soccer teams, we split the VO and then attached to the like the football press box.
Okay.
We also have another camera, and that's the Huddle one, which I actually prefer better. A bit.
A lot of people
just because it's a little bit higher up. Like I just like the angle better. Whereas VO, we still set it up on like the opposite side of the field, and sometimes like with the lighting and the sun, just the way like where the south field is, sometimes can affect things. But either or.
Yeah.
The girls do have access to it. So, they can always go on and see things. And, like, a lot of our players, like, take that opportunity, and they watch it, they see what they're doing. Like, they'll come and ask me about things or talk about it, or after we do film, they'll go back and look. So, I think that's really good qualities from some of them.
Okay. AJ was in here, and we were talking about high school soccer and stuff like that, and then talking about winning sectionals as a freshman. He did, and then he never got to play again because you played MLS next. And then people in the comments are like, from other states, are like, what are sectionals? And
I know you think that also.
And I don't even know how to say, because I don't understand how high school is set up here. What's Class A? What's Double A? What's Triple A?
So
is it the smaller schools or Triple A, right?
Yes.
Single A is the biggest?
Classes are based on school size.
Okay. So Class A is the biggest of the schools?
That's AAA. Class A is the smallest.
Okay,
so the more A's, the more students. Think about it like that.
Okay. Clarence is a AAA?
They're double A, I believe. But
do we have a AAA around here?
Yeah, I think Lancaster was. The weird thing is that even I am a little like, I don't really get it. For playoffs, though, then teams can, and I feel like just started doing this, teams can shift up a class. So that's actually what happened with Williamsville East. They're in our division for our regular league games.
Which is Erie, or what is that?
That's ECIC too. But they're like...
ECIC, yeah, okay.
They're so we play them as part of our league games. But then for playoffs, they bump up. Or they have to play the Class AA teams. So they ended up playing, I think, like Clarence and some of those bigger teams. So again, like, I think it's based on like how many, they call them like how many beds are at your school, like how many kids are at your school. I don't know how they say beds, but, and so they try to make it as like fair basically as possible across the board. But it is confusing. Like even like the different like ECIC divisions or like Grand Islands in the NFL, the Niagara Frontier League. But winning sectionals is like the just, I feel like people in Buffalo only understand because like when I was playing at South, we won sectionals 3 years in a row, and it was like winning
a state title. Like I remember like watching you guys celebrate winning sectionals and watching other teams win sectionals, and they celebrate like it's winning a state title.
Well, it's like a step
huge.
To the state title, right?
Because then you go to regionals, and
right.
then you go to
states.
Okay. How many games are sectionals? If you don't get a bye or anything like that, how many games is sectionals? Is it 3?
So it depends, because sometimes there's a pre-quarter final. It depends on how many teams
are in it.
Now every year teams do also have the option to opt out of sectionals. So like sometimes like some of the Buffalo teams sometimes
just
opt out.
Don't do it. Our season's over.
Right. So that kind of determines like that sometimes there might not be a pre-quarter. It just depends on like the amount of teams. So pre-quarter, quarter, semi-final.
That makes sense because back in the day we would play some inner city teams, and it's mercy at halftime, and you guys don't even have a mercy rule in here.
No, we don't. No.
Yeah, ours was if you're up by 8 goals anytime after halftime. So if it's 8-0 at halftime, the game's over.
Wow.
Yep.
That makes sense, but
no,
we don't have that.
We also don't have regular season overtime. That was a culture shock for me because I went and watched Clarence boys play when Kyle Pollard was a freshman on our varsity in 8th grade, and the game went into overtime, and I'm like, there's overtime in high school? And then it was tied at the end of the first overtime, and I'm like, there's a second overtime? And when we talk about ending late, the game didn't even get over until about 10 or 10:30.
Yeah.
And there's no golden goal. There's no golden goal or a sudden death.
I feel like though,
back then.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I was gonna say that may have changed because I feel like
so stupid.
Yeah.
It's already a condensed schedule.
You would think I would know this off the top of my head, but I don't.
And then you're adding overtime, and that's nuts.
It's too much. It is too much. Like overtime for playoffs, of course, but anything up until then.
So go back to ECIC. Okay, so that's Erie County. What does I stand for?
I don't know.
Okay, so that's just Erie County teams.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Island is in Niagara County. Mm-hmm. They must be if they're in the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys are in ECIC 2?
Yes.
What's Clarence in? ECIC 1?
I forget exactly, but
probably.
Either, 1 or I think it's.
I don't understand why you guys aren't in Clarence's. So this is how Michigan is. It's by county. Your leagues are by county, and then there's divisions within that county, like Division 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like OAA. It's Oakland Athletic Association, and you play up, you play down, whatever. Then, but the state tournament is based on school size, just like this, and there's districts, and it's usually just 3 games. It's quarterfinal, semifinal, final. Then you go to regionals, and it's 2 games. There's a regional semifinal and then a regional final. So that's 5 games. If you win the regional final, then you go to the semifinal. So you have to win 6 games to get to a final. To win the whole thing, you have to win 7 playoff games to win a state title. How many games do you have to win a state title here? Probably the same amount, right?
It's probably similar. Yeah.
So it's
'cause
3.
If you win sectionals,
so
you
call
go to
3
regionals.
sectionals, 2 regionals, and then 1. Okay, I'm a little bit clearer.
No, if you win
now,
sectionals, you go right to regionals, and then it's a game.
Is it regional final?
Yes,
and that's
it's
the
just
final.
that.
And then it's semis.
Yeah. Now.
So who does New York City have to play? Do they have to play like the Albany schools in their regional? Or
whoever is like next to I don't know exactly who they play, but like Section 6 plays Section 5. Section 5 is like the Rochester teams.
Somebody was upset that we said, "Oh, you can't win a state title."
What?
From Buffalo.
Oh.
Somebody was.
It's tough.
Whatchamacallit, the boys that just won it, East Aurora, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, but that's like Division 5, 4.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
single A.
It is hard. Well, South
very
is
hard.
single A.
Is it?
But anyway, yeah, we are.
Wow. So who's double A? North?
North and Clarence.
And then
I think
you said only Lancaster is the only AAA around here?
But I don't know because I can't remember.
It's so wild to me.
I know. It's kind of confusing.
But it's very hard for any of these teams here to win there.
It is.
I mean,
it's
Clarence
really hard.
has gotten there twice in the last few years.
I mean, like historically, the teams from like New York City area are incredibly
Westchester
strong.
and all of them.
Like when I played at South, we went to States and we played a team. I think it was like Rockville Center, and they were super good.
Is this your senior year?
No, this was my sophomore year.
Really?
But I only played half the game. I had an ODP event in Florida. I still regret this to the day.
I've heard this. Stu Boyers told me this.
We were winning at halftime, state semifinal. Now the game before, I was supposed to play more of that game.
This is back when ODP really mattered.
Yeah, and you thought you were gonna be on the Olympic team if you showed up. But I was supposed to play in the whole game, but the game ahead of us went into overtime. And then I don't know, like they may have even gone into penalty kicks. I can't remember exactly how it played out, but the game went like forever. So, and my dad and I had to catch a flight to go to Florida for like this other event for ODP. So we could not be late to the airport.
Was that a regional event? Or
yeah.
were you on the regional team?
Yes, it was a Region 1 event.
Yep.
So the game finally starts. I played half of it. We were winning 2-1. And then I had to go at halftime, and we went to the airport. We got on the plane. Of course, then like when I land, I figured I realized we ended up losing
3-2 or something.
And like I look back and I'm like, I really I don't know. I just wish I would have stayed. But when you're in there and in the moment, it's like ODP was everything at that point. And ODP was huge back in the day.
Yep.
And I mean, Coach Mack and Coach Tony, they both were like, no, you have to go do this. Like they were such great like sports about it. But I don't know. I'm like, I wish we could have gotten to a state final. But whatever. It happened how it happened. And, can't change that. But yeah, it was a great experience, like even to go to States with my team, and they had like a big welcome dinner the night before. So it was really fun to be a part of. But the teams that make it to States, they're amazing. Like every single player on some of those rosters is playing like big time club soccer.
I remember watching Clarence last year in the semifinals. And they were just the announcers were just talking about all the schools that all their players are going to, and like Clarence really struggled. Like Emma scoring 32 goals couldn't even get the ball against that team. I forget who they were playing. Mm-hmm. But talk about ODP, because this is another thing that is different. So I was big into Region 2. Obviously, that's where Michigan and the Midwest is. And then you're Region 1. Mm-hmm. Region 2, this is how we did it. We had tryouts in the summer. Then we wouldn't see those teams or those players until January of like 6 months later. And then we wouldn't bring everybody back. We'd bring about 30 back for the pool training, state pool. Then we would make cuts there, and then we, again, wouldn't see them until about June. This is how we used to do it. Then, once you're on the team and in June we're ready to go, we'd go to regional camp. And how regional camp was in Region 2 was every state played every other state. So it was Michigan versus Ohio North and Ohio South, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Kansas, Missouri, and I think that's about it. And then we made it a little tournament, and then we'd make it the semifinal, and then we'd make the final.
That was your camp?
That was regional camp.
Wow.
So at night, every night was games.
Yeah.
But in the morning, we would go, and like our Michigan team would be coached by one of the regional staff members. And then at 3 a.m., after the first night of games, at 3 a.m.
The list.
Oh,
my God.
The pool.
I have nightmares about this list.
Okay. The pool list of players that are going to be training with the regional pool, and they don't go to their team training, they go to the pool training. And I used to think my first year going to regional camp, I was like, wait, we have to swim? And I'm like, oh, pool.
Oh my gosh.
As in a pool of players.
Yeah.
So I was an idiot.
Yeah,
so,
that's pretty stupid.
Yep. So shut up. And then and then towards the end of the week, there would be the championship game, and then the pool of the holdover camp, like the best of the best 30 players from all the states, they get to stay for a holdover camp.
Jeez.
And it was an event. It was awesome. How was Region 1?
It was definitely different, but there, of course, was that list. I don't remember the exact timing of like when tryouts and things were, but it was like New York West was what we were in.
Yep.
We would go just to like those tryouts. There's a bunch of like training events, and then we would go to a tournament, like a Region 1 tournament, where like New York West plays like other, like there was like New York East, Pennsylvania, like you play the other teams. But then there was always regional camp. So then anyone from that made your New York West team or like your state team was invited to go to region camp. And I just remember regional camp being tough. Like it was a tough week. Like it was always obviously very hot.
Yep. Oh my God.
And you were just playing so much, but it was kind of similar in a sense then that like the night times were games, but I think it was like training, and then they would post the list. I don't remember when they would post the list, but like it was a thing when this list got posted.
Oh, yeah.
And if you were not, like, it was devastating. Then if you were on the list, then you got taken off the list. Like it was pretty cutthroat, but I mean, you know, I understand it. But
what were the games like? Was it New York versus the other states? Or did they just like make random teams?
I feel like it was I think like New York versus the other states.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That
but
was
then
the
like
best.
But then I feel like it was something where like then if you were like if you made the regional team, you were pulled from that, and like you were playing against each other then, so they could take a look at you and then like see who was left.
We would have the pool game. The very last thing would be the pool game, and it's the top whatever. And the whole camp, every team would be watching the pool game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like it was a tough camp, but I like, you know, like thankfully I was making like the Region 1 rosters, and that gave me a really cool opportunity to like play with and against girls that were like outside my little Buffalo and New York West bubble. But yeah, then I played on like the regional team for I forget how many years, but I was on it for a few years. So, but it was like, it was, you know, there wasn't growing up, like I didn't have the ECNL.
Exactly.
That was the team to be on, is like your ODP team, and then hopefully the Region 1 team. So,
yep. And then how big was State Cup here?
State Cup was huge. That was
That's
also
another
like
thing weird here.
Why?
Okay.
Well, what did Michigan do?
Okay, Michigan did. It was pool, like, you know, like 4 teams, and then if you win your first round, then you go to quarterfinals, then you go to semifinals, then you go to finals. I
think you just think everything is weird here because you're not used to it.
I know,
like,
I'm
that
not,
sounds weird
I never
to
really
me.
coached youth here that much.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like
I think
set
it's just
up like a
what
World
you're
Cup.
used to.
It's set up like a World Cup where, okay, we won our group, we made it to the second round, and then you go. Here, it's like play-in game. What the hell is a play-in game?
Yeah, I forgot about playing games.
So then you play in, and then if you win that, then you go on to
the other people playing against other people who made a playing game.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't really. I've been out of the State Cup world for a while, so.
And that, I just didn't understand it all.
Yeah.
But then how do you
win your
I feel like the
terminology is just a little bit different, which is probably throwing you off. Like a playing game is almost like a quarter or like a pre.
Because I remember, I got yelled at. I got yelled at by somebody for not winning a state cup. It's like, well, she's won a state cup. Have you won a state cup? I'm like, it's kind of hard in Michigan when I have to beat the Wolves every single day or Hawks every single year, and they win everything. They just won I was told, their 12th national title.
Wow. Those teams in Michigan.
I know. Yeah. And you expect me to win that. It's ridiculous. No. But it's like here. But was state cup separated into West and East as well? I think it is.
I think it might be, yeah, because we would go to Cortland, I remember.
Okay. It's wild.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the news?
What news?
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So, New York High School Hall of Fame?
Yep.
When'd you get the call?
New York Girls
Did you get it yesterday?
Hall of Fame. No.
When was the announcement?
So I kind of knew about it a while ago.
Yeah?
Like the winter, because like I went to the Section 6 Hall of Fame, like ceremony thing.
Uh-huh.
And then a couple months after that, I got an email, or I got a call and an email saying that I was being inducted into the New York State Girls Soccer Hall of Fame. But the ceremony and everything isn't until September.
Right.
So,
Because I know Marissa was inducted last year, right? Mm-hmm. And now you. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, how did you get nominated or voted? Is it a soccer Hall of Fame or is it just high school athletics?
It's like New York State Girls Soccer Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And I know Chris Durr, I think, is on like part of the board there, so I think he really vouched for me, which was really nice. And then obviously like coming out of like the Section 6 Hall of Fame, I think my name was kind of in the mix. Yeah. So, yeah, it was really nice. And like Coach Mack used to always talk about that. And he's like, we're going to get you there. And so, like, it was really nice that I think, Chris Durr helped kind of make that happen. So I'm obviously really honored. And it's never something I thought was even going to happen. Like, I've always just played because I love it and I love competing and love everything that comes along with soccer. So, my drive had never been for, like, the accolades or winning awards down the line. But it's an interesting perspective, kind of like, now being obviously away from high school, like my playing days now, and being more of like an adult looking back at all that stuff when these like awards are kind of coming, because it's giving me some really nice like just perspective and appreciation for all of it and like what it's done for my life and the people who have supported me, like just like every aspect of it. I feel like I'm just like appreciative of all of it. So
do you know any of the other inductees? Like how many go in each year?
I think maybe? There's like I want to say like 7 or 8 of us maybe. But I don't really know. There was one name that I recognized. I think she's from Syracuse, just like that we had played, maybe not even ODP, but like I just recognized her name, but I don't think anyone else from like around this area exactly.
Going back to your ODP, did any of those girls from your Region 1 team end up making it to like a national call-up or a national pool?
I think, yeah, like back then there was like some like girls who had been called up to like the youth national team stuff and kind of like were in and out of like the camps and things like that. I don't think in terms of like the full national from my age group. But like a lot of, the girls had played like overseas, different professional teams. I think a couple of them are still playing. Like they've definitely made the most of it, but I don't think that anybody necessarily had like,
because I'm trying to think of like who would be somebody from Region 1 that is near your age, and I immediately thought of Christy Mewis or Sam Mewis,
but I think they were a little bit older,
because Sam graduated college when you were still at UB. Oh wait, so Christy's older than Sam. Yeah. Got it. So all the coaches that you've worked for, and we'll wrap this up, all the coaches that you've played for.
Worked for you.
What
do you want me to say about you?
No, I meant played for. I meant
kidding.
Played for. Yeah, what would you say about me? No. No.
That'll come when you're on your way to Hawaii.
Exactly. How much do you remember your playing days and playing for them that you put into your coaching? Like Mac, Burke. Who was at UB before? I forget. Who was your head coach before Burke?
He was always the head coach.
He was
I didn't
head
play
coach
for
all 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Or all 3? Well, 4.
4.
Yeah.
I didn't play for the previous coach.
Got it. And then, Nikki, and then Greg this year, and then all of your club coaches. Do you, think back on that when you're trying to become your own coach? I think a
little bit, and you just kind of I feel like subconsciously kind of take bits and pieces from the coaches. I've always said I've been very, very lucky in my life to have awesome coaches and amazing coaches who have supported me and like been just like a big support for me, and like I feel like kind of let me flourish in my own way. So taking that aspect and trying to like apply it to my own players, I think is something that I definitely try to do. But I think you take bits and pieces, but then, you know, you also have I also have my own style that I like. And, you know, I think just seeing such strong coaches who I've played for has obviously set like a really good example for me. But I think being able to like take those parts and also my own style and put those both together, I think is pretty much what I do. Yeah, I wouldn't I can't think of anything like really specific that I'm like, oh yeah, I took that from this person or that person. Obviously, like Coach Mack was like the South soccer staple of, you know, just like he had been there for years and years, and he created the culture there that I feel like I'm trying to continue.
Yeah.
Obviously with my own twist, you know, and like anytime there's a new coach, I feel like there's things that come along with that. But I think like as far as like the foundation of South soccer is what he built, you know, that we're trying to continue.
Love it.
Yeah. Happy 50th episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so.
Congrats on 50.
That is 50. You were the first, and you're the 50th, and you're going to be the 100th. The plan is. And then you're going to be the 150th.
What do you mean the plan is?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
All right. I'm going to knock on wood after that.
No, but that's the plan, every 50. But eventually.
Hopefully I do something really cool between now and then.
Oh, who cares? What? Hey, win a state title.
That would be great.
Win a state title this year. Okay. No, but like, eventually I'm going to probably go to 2 per week or post twice when I can. But who knows? But once a year is plenty. And then that's how Daniel, last week, he was like, you're going to run out of people to talk to. Not really, because I'll have people on a second time and a third time and a fourth time. Yeah. And I'll constantly be getting new people on. Yeah. So then it's just
keep growing.
Yeah. And I'm loving this, and this is like a side gig that's just like I'm passionate about, and I'm having fun with it. So
nice. At the 100th one though, I do not want to see any Kansas City Chiefs gear.
Well, if we win another Super Bowl before then, it'll probably be not a three-peat. Dang it, we lost that chance.
Yeah, nice try though.
Yeah.
Go Bills.
Chiefs Kingdom. And we'll end it right there.
I hate soccer.